What are you doing?
Like, oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Player one. Prepare yourself.
Don't forget cards at RitaYanez.com, and so am I. Under your bed.
Turn on the light! Turn on the light!
Hi there, Aquarius. This is your weekly reading for the week of December 14th through 20th. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that your last few days of your schooling before winter break, at least here in the United States, are great, that you wrap everything up, end up on a high note. Make sure to ask questions if there's extra credit that you can get in there before you get your final grades in. It doesn't hurt to ask. If you know that you're behind on something or you could have done a better job on one thing or another, hey, look, even if you're told, yeah, never, at least you go down as having said, hey, is there any extra credit I can do? Can you make any suggestions as to what I could do to strengthen my grade? Can I stay after school and help grade papers with you if that will show you that I'm committed to doing better next time? And you might get yes. So ask those questions. That might be the last chance you get this coming week. And of course, with Mercury going into retrograde shadow on about December 19th, doesn't necessarily mean that everything is just going to go to pot, but at least you know that you get in there before it actually starts to go into shadow so that you can have the last chance. And maybe you're told, hey, look, why don't you show me what extra credit looks like while you're on winter break, and then we can talk about it. I would do whatever, to especially pull up a little bit of a sagging grade there. On Monday, the card you've drawn is the Two of Cups, and this is great because it shows an indication that you and a sibling, or you and a significant other, or maybe you and somebody else that you're joined together on a project for, maybe your senior project, maybe something else that you're doing, maybe somebody else that you get along with very well, who's going to be your friend and your buddy and you might be able to spend some time with over winter break, is going to be there for you. We also have the Sun in Sagittarius squaring Jupiter in Virgo. So Sagittarius is your solar 11th house of friendships. Virgo is your solar 8th house. So make sure that you honor your commitments to each other. If you and your best friend or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, maybe a romantic interest and not just like a bro kind of thing, maybe you promised that you were going to spend time helping them do some chores or something they've got to do. And maybe it's about weeding. You're like, dude, totally, I will pay you back by helping you with this. You always help me. And then you're like, suddenly, no, I can't do it because, my hands are sore because, I've been climbing monkey bars. And they're like, dude, you committed to this. That's where things could actually go wrong with you guys, is that either you commit to something and you don't or can't follow through, or somebody else committed to something the same way and doesn't or can't follow through. Now, if there is a real reason that's obvious, like my parents said I can't because they're sending me to my grandma Flo's, and you're like, no way, seriously, then maybe your friend says, let me go with you to ask your parents if we can reschedule it, doing it a different way. If not, I'll make it up to you. So make sure that you honor these commitments, because it could be like a clash between your friends and some person, whether you or the other person may want to go with those other friends to do something else. And then the commitment that you made to helping this other person falls through the cracks, or it does vice versa with you. So just make sure you keep an eye on those things. Better to say, I'm not sure, I'll check it out, before committing to something that either you can't commit to because you change your mind and you might know that about yourself, or that you asked for the help from somebody who does change their mind and doesn't stick to what they say they're going to do. So just keep that in mind in future. We have the Strength card in reverse on Tuesday, which is a card that just indicates you might not be feeling as good as you could. You kind of might have a little bit of a virus going on. I think that if you do have a little upper respiratory infection, or it could be very likely to be a stomach virus, especially for those of you who are truly Aquarius rising, that you know your natal astrology, you know your birth chart because you know your birth time and location exactly, and you've got it verified on a piece of paper. It could be a stomach kind of upset, so like no eating at Chipotle's, and apparently no celery or lettuce from Costco. You know, I don't know if there's ever really a way to avoid these things unless you're washing your own vegetables at home and preparing your own food from scratch so that you know how to avoid some of these problems. But with that said, a full moon in Cancer, and Cancer being the sign that rules the belly, the abdomen, that area, it could be a virus that might start off as seeming like an upper respiratory infection and then moves down, and then you realize it's actually something else like a stomach virus. And I'm not sure if it will actually turn into like chronic or explosive diarrhea, but it looks like stomach upset to me. You'll know that by about the end of the month, somewhere near the 25th, if that's going to be the problem. But just do take rest because you don't seem to be up to par. You might be a little tired. You might need extra vitamin C. You need to make sure that you're taking in about 500 milligrams a day. Check with your parents, make sure that this is cleared. But everybody needs to be taking vitamin C, because none of us are walking around eating enough citrus every day to really account for this. So taking it as extra insurance means that if you don't need it, you will get rid of it. Thank you, excretory system. And here on Wednesday, we've got the Justice card in reverse. And again, it could be part of that idea of a friend or a situation of somebody who committed to you or you to them in some way or form that doesn't go down the way that you expected, or you guys are like, no way, we were supposed to totally go like similar to Thelma and Louise, except not with murder, maybe Brad Pitt, but you know, he's married, he's got kids, and we just have a road trip to go to Taco Bell. And then you find out that you're not allowed to go, they're not allowed to go, and you think it's totally unfair, and it probably is. But the thing is that when you're a child, a young person, I don't mean to call you children in any derogatory way. I wish I was one of you guys. You know, again, that I don't want to be 21. I would really love to be just 15 again so that I could go back and not be as out of my mind as I was and pay more attention to school and do other things that I wish I would have had some help with. But in this case, it really could be that your parents are being protective or they don't feel comfortable with something, and don't kick and scream or have a problem or a poo-poo party in your pants and you're having a tantrum kicking a wall, because I can guarantee you that's the best way to make sure you don't get to go out again. Thursday, we've got the Seven of Wands in reverse, and this is a card that indicates you could be feeling like, again, you're just not up to your old self. You're not feeling enough vitality. You're not feeling like you feel well enough, and this could be due to Venus and Scorpio, sextile Pluto and Capricorn, which for all intents and purposes is an opportunity, to push and go through with a lot of last minute projects, and also Pluto and Capricorn being your solar 12th house, where you are kind of burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends. If you're not old enough, that probably doesn't mean anything to you. So staying up too late to get some last minute things done or turn in a better product for something you're doing in school, or, some extracurricular work. Okay, so this is really where you guys could find it challenging to stay strong and healthy. Power drinks won't do anything but hurt your body in the long run. You might as well pour kerosene down your throat. It really isn't a good idea. I know people like them, but truly, I wish the Food and Drug Administration would yank them and make them so that you have to be at least 18 or something. They're just so bad. And I have seen my own nephew OD on a combination of crap, including that stuff. And I just thought, this is probably really stupid. I remember one time he wanted to buy one when he was on my watch and he was younger, and I was like, wait a second, no. I didn't like the idea, because I'm thinking, this is a kid with already a sensitive gut, and we're going to be ending up wheeling him into the back end of a hospital. So anyway, with that said, remember that Aries is hosting Uranus in opposition to Mars and Libra, your solar 3rd and 9th houses. So there you are, really going for it, really plugging away, really trying hard, turning in extra credit, and boom, we're going into virus season. You might not even have your flu shot because you could have had a stuffy nose the last time, or just not feeling well enough and didn't get it. And, let's just try to stay strong and powerful here. Drink lots of good clear water. If you're bored with the water, get some of those flavor drops that don't have sugar. It's just food coloring and makes your poop green, or something, and drink that. Have some good wholesome fruits and vegetables. Nibble on the carrots. Pretend you're a horse. Have an apple. And be good to the body so that it is good to you in return, because you guys are so energetic and full of life and healthy and young that, of course, it isn't going to be easy to spot where the problems come later. But I can guarantee you that if your nutrition isn't adequate, and I mean by some loose standard, which most people don't meet, believe it or not. Most of them are eating prepared food that comes in a box you stick in the oven, and that's not just for emergency. That's every Tuesday and Thursday night. And then one day a week, it's something called pizza, or that at least looks like one, and comes on a flying disc. And then the rest of the night, it's some other fast food version of something that's supposed to be good for you, and it's all crap. Sometimes I can totally understand when parents are busy, but you can say, hey, look, I want to just help our family become more nutritionally healthy, and I want to cook with you. And your mom's like, no, God, please, my feet, I've got a bunion, a hemorrhoid, and your dad has gas. No. And then be like, well, then somebody needs to supervise me sitting in a chair in the corner soaking your feet, because we need to eat some real food here. Make some good food for yourself, and that will go a long way. Friday, we've got the Ace of Wands, which is an excellent sign for you, because about time that you got some bright ideas that actually get you somewhere. And it could be that you get some rest in you as well. But I think that this is really some creative venture that has been on the back burner in the windmills of your mind, somewhere far back in the recesses. And you're like, Eureka, I remember this thing I always wanted to do. And I'm going to go ribbon dancing and making bracelets with my beads. And, I'm just going to do my creative thing this whole winter break. And it could be a part of that. And it could be the way you're feeling. We want to keep in mind that the sun in Sagittarius, again, your solar 11th house of friends and networking and, group associations, squares the North Node in Virgo, that house of the commitments, of the doing together, of working together to produce something of value. Could be a little bit challenged because the North Node in Virgo is going to say, hey, honor your commitment. Even if that means you've got to do the laundry, or you're supposed to fold it, or diaper the baby. And, he's the one that loves to wee when you change his diaper. It's kind of like a little fountain of babiness. And so there are things you have to remember, that you've got your responsibilities, honor those and your commitments to others, and you will see that they will also reciprocate to you. Venus in Scorpio, quincunx in conjunct Uranus in Aries. So Venus in Scorpio is a very good place for you. Again, there you are achieving, and again, you might push it just a little bit too far. Do a little too much, party like a rock star, Doritos all night, and Diet Pepsi or something equally. I did it, and I could tell you why that's not good sound nutritional advice. It's okay here and there, but, can't make it a forever thing. And so this is where you go a little far, party a little too hard, stay up too late, maybe got your girls over, and, you guys are just going to have a toenail painting kind of fingernail fest jam. And then before you know it, everybody's passed out and feeling sick because they ate a whole bowl of M&Ms in one night each, and that was a 3-pound bowl, and everybody's like, what do we just do? And so maybe you and your guys get together and somebody pulls a muscle, bench pressing something, and, your spotting friend was watching a cute girl walk across the street, and you're like, help, and of course something goes wrong. So just make sure that you take care of your body, and your body will take care of you. We also have on Saturday the King of Cups upright. This could be an authority figure. Could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, not necessarily. Could be a rising sign, and or this could just be a cool individual who has kind of a guru flavor. And this could be somebody that looks favorably upon you and maybe really does actually feel good about your idea and wants to help you out with it. Maybe you've been like, you know what, Dad, I've always wanted to make a puppet time theater for the kids. And then, it would give us something to do. And when I'm babysitting, it would give me something to play with the kids to keep them busy. And you know what, your dad may say, it's freaking brilliant and amazing and psychedelic and trippy, and we're going to do it all together. Watch us do our thing. And you're like, yay. Maybe this is when you get to visit your dad on some visitation, and he's like, what have you always wanted to do? And you're like, Dad, I've always wanted to go ice skating with a big purple Barney. And he's like, we can make that happen. And he goes and rents a Barney costume, and you guys go skating. You're like, this is totally so cool and so amazing. We've bonded over Barney and ice skating. So there is a person here that's very sympathetic to the way you feel and really wants to be there for you and listen to you. As long as this isn't a stranger that you've met over the internet, and this is your relative, and not the one uncle you only see once a year and he's always drunken, and maybe he likes to take off his dentures and frighten people. That's not the person you really want to talk to. But this is probably somebody very closely associated with you. If not your father, could be a father figure, and maybe it's your pastor at church or somebody that you chill with and you help, and maybe they're the ones that have to do something with this extravaganza of maybe puppet time theater, marionettes, and wants to help you do something where you can make money babysitting the kids, and they're going to funnel kids to your house where you can do something over the winter break and make a little money and help some people out so that they can also do their errands as well. Sunday, we've got the moon card. And I think that this is great for you because more than anything, I feel that it is talking about that lunation. First of all, get it out of the way that, I want you to be careful with your stomach. I want you to be careful with your digestive system, with things that have to do with what you eat and how you eat it and what it will become once your body does everything it can with the few resources, that this food might provide, and how it works with the rest. So again, keep your health somewhere at least. That's my dog. She's snorting something. Truffle, if you want to blow your nose, I'll hold something in front of your face. Hang on a second. Truffle, are you okay? Okay. She was snoring and then decided to do her snorting thing. So anyway, just watch that part of your body, that you could have some digestive upset at about that time. Most importantly, for those of you who really are Aquarius rising signs. And so with that aside, this is a really great time to take your creative dreams to a new level. So you guys are everybody should dream. Adults should dream. That's how you make great things happen in the world. Everything is started out with some kind of an idea or something they dreamt of. And, maybe it was alien contact. And that's how the person decided to figure out what the technology would need to be for a satellite. Maybe it was an alien dream or real contact in the middle of the night. Hopefully not with any probing involved except for the mind. But here the moon card could indicate that there are some pieces of information that could really benefit you, especially in a creative way. And for those of you that are interested in making contact with your loved ones on the other side, maybe your favorite Grammy or Grampy and somebody that you've always wanted to see, you can accomplish that in the dream world by, before you go to sleep, just go ahead and tell your guardian angel or Jesus, whoever you talk to, maybe the spirit of the one pyramid, in your room, whatever works for you, and say, I would really love to get some news or, a greeting or a visitation from my grandmother, and please help me get that. And I would love to say hello. And so it's just when we're sleeping, it makes it much easier. Now that you guys are really getting the hang of this, even the adult Aquarians are really getting in touch with their intuitive side. And it's just amazing to watch because you guys have these really brilliant, creative, expansive, intelligent minds. And I don't have to kiss your ass because you didn't pay me. So, I'm just telling you. And so making those connections in the middle of the night is totally possible. Let's say you've got a parent who died when you were very young and you're like, I would love to see my mom tonight. I would love to know what she looks like or how she wants me to see her, and they won't wake you up and scare the hell out of you. They'll just come to you. You'll see how it works. And maybe you can make a connection there that heals your body, mind, and soul. So make very good choices, especially physically and spiritually. And you're going to have a wonderful holiday season. I'll be talking to you in about a week. Love you guys.